Hey everyone, working on my 2007 BMW E83, and I just thought I would actually take it to a mechanic and get a full inspection on it. I've had the car for 3 years and it's been fantastic, knock on wood. But I took it in to what I thought was a really good mechanic down in Oakville. I won't mention their name because I don't want to give them a hard time. They do have really good reviews, but I was kind of disappointed about this. I took them in to get a brake inspection. Now I got to check everything. But they did a roadworthy inspection, like a certification type check for me just to make sure everything's good, which it was. And they checked and did a brake service too because I was a little worried about the brakes, but they said everything was great. And I wanted them to do a flush of the oil power steering. Now it cost me I think $300 to do it. So I thought they were going to replace the reservoir, which they didn't. And I get it, the reservoirs are supposed to be for life, but there's a filter in it from what I've been reading. And anyways, they didn't replace that. And when I took this cap off, the power steering was right to the top of the threads. And technically the oil should only be to the top of that top line. The oil level was literally to the top of the threads, which was disappointing. So I don't have a fluid pump, but I had this old Spray 9 bottle. So what I did is I took the Spray 9, this is empty, and it was perfectly clean, and I stuck this down inside the reservoir and I pumped out a bunch of oil. And this is the disappointing part too, is that oil should be clear, right? Like if they did a proper flush on this, that oil in this container should be nice and green and clear. And as you guys can see, it is not. So, it's not horrible by any means, but it says to me that they didn't do a full and or proper flush to this power steering. So, once again, I doubt my do-it-yourself type stuff sometimes, but really you can't beat it by doing it yourself. And I'm going to go to Rock Auto or maybe I'll get a price from BMW down in Oakville and just see what it costs to get a new one. I'll end up draining it myself. It's not that difficult, I get it, but it was one less thing I wanted to deal with is having now to dispose of the oil and everything. So anyways, I'm going to end up changing this and, doing a proper flush on it and refilling it with fresh oil. I'm not going to say it was a waste of $300, but it cost me $300 to learn a lesson, I guess you could say. Anyways, guys, I'm just putting it out there just in case someone else runs into the same problem. And anytime that you take your vehicle in, I highly recommend going out with the person before you pay and confirming everything. Because if we came out, popped the hood and took this off and they saw that was over full, they would have dealt with it right away. Anyways, take care.